And good afternoon, I'm Tracy Sinclaire. We are popping on here just for a few minutes, just getting ready for the 4 o'clock because Rebecca is in the 4 o'clock news, so she has to get ready for that. But we did want to kind of give you some highlights about a new story that our investigative team, of which Rebecca Palsha is of course part of, about drug prices in Alaska. And I guess the headline is that drug prices in Alaska are illegal drug prices. Are the highest in the country.
Highest in the country. Pretty shockingly. And the numbers and the price tags, it leads you to believe who can afford this. And that's why it matters to the everyday viewer, because you're looking at video here from Sandpoint. So we did a story earlier where troopers said that this boat captain had been arrested and that he had illegal drugs with him and that it cost almost $1 million. So they sent that out, and then we got numerous emails to the newsroom saying those prices are too high, that's so high, nobody can afford that. So I went through the troopers' report about how much drug prices are, and then asked the captain where they came up with these numbers from. So they did the numbers based on different regions in Alaska, such as Anchorage, Kodiak, just picking places like that. Then you add on top of that the prices to ship them to even more remote places. And that's how they come up with the prices for their illegal drugs. And they are the highest in the country, according to the troopers, even beating out Hawaii.
That is amazing to me. And I remember when we did this story, and we were questioning the price. They said it was worth $1 million, and we kind of went back and said, really? And so how does this, though, like, I'm not an illegal drug user. So how does this impact your average person here in Alaska?
It definitely impacts the average person because in general, most people who aren't buying illegal drugs, they're not part of that system and the crimes that are associated with it. But it does come with more burglary and theft. And also there could be a potential for violence as people try to feed their habits. I talked to one man who was spending $500 a day minimum for a heroin addiction. That's minimum. And so, you know, what would somebody do to be able to afford that?
Right.
And so think of all the crimes that could come with that, and that impacts all of us.
That is just amazing. And now, because if you know, you can sell the drugs for more in Alaska, does that make us more appealing to the people who are selling drugs?
Oh, absolutely. Troopers say that makes us very like a great location for drug cartels. People in drug cartels in Mexico and south of the border are very interested in Alaska. We've seen a few arrests of that as well lately. And then there's pill factories in the United States. And so in general too, which I thought was interesting, was we had a major problem in Alaska with meth. Probably about 10 years ago, where we had meth labs all over the state, and they're very, very dangerous. They can explode and catch on fire. So there was a big target on meth to get rid of that, the products that become part of meth, including Sudafed.
Right.
So then we see the prices, or then we see meth use in Alaska go down. So what happens now, though, is that in these pill factories, people are now saying, well, it's cheaper to buy meth outside than it is to make a meth lab here. So meth has made a comeback as well.
Interesting, but they're buying it and not making it up here.
Yep, and so you're drawing less attention to yourself. You don't have, you know, live in some remote place or in an apartment that smells or that has any back and forth with people. So you know, it's concerning and disappointing to see meth has made a comeback in Alaska as well.
Oh, wow, interesting. So we are starting a number of series this week on with the investigative team. Rebecca's one of the people leading the way, so we appreciate this. These are going to be some fascinating stories, and as we said, you're going to be on at 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock.
And the late edition.
And the late edition. She's everywhere. Different aspects of the story that you'll get a chance to see. So we appreciate if you would check us out there on Alaska's News Source, and of course you can find the story right here on alaskasnewssource.com.